Good afternoon, everybody. This is a second kind of public consumer affair initiative that we had just this year. Give you just a little bit of background. The Department of Consumer Affairs was created by ordinance in December of 2012. It was an ordinance that was sponsored, Councilman Dan Brady deserves a lot of credit. We co-sponsored it and have been very supportive of it. We've brought Cindy in, who's got a great deal of experience. She performed a similar role down in Summit County, and she's done an excellent job staffing up the department. It's part of a new county initiative just to make sure that we take consumer affairs seriously in this county and make it more of a priority. This particular initiative, and I'm going to have Cindy tell you what the results were of the sweep that we did. But we wanted to make sure that consumers were being treated fairly over the Thanksgiving holiday. We want to make sure that they were being charged an appropriate amount. That when they're buying turkey or ham, that they are being charged the right amount for the right amount of product. We ended up checking. Well, she's going to get into exactly how many stores were checked and what the results were. So at this point, I'm going to turn it over to Cindy to talk to you about kind of the methodology we used and what we learned with this particular initiative to protect consumers on around the Thanksgiving holiday. Cindy?
Okay. The inspection that we did is a net content that used audits, so we were able to survey a lot more turkeys and hams, and in fact we did 877 in over 15 stores. This audit test allows us to do a lot of spot checking, and the results were all the stores we checked passed. That none of the turkeys or hams were outside the maximum allowable variation in accordance with state's weights and measures law. In addition, we did a 25-item sample of the side dishes that you're going to serve along with your turkey and ham. And in those results, we had 70 stores that passed with 100%. Now, we did have a few, 5, that had some overages and unders. What this is basically you scan the item, and when you go to the cash register, if it was over, that's considered an error. And if you scan the item and it's actually less, believe it or not, that's also considered an error. So we only had, out of 1,515 items, we only had 5 that did not pass. 3 of those were undercharges. We did 15 stores. Some of the stores, Acme, Aldi's, BJ's, Costco, Dave's Market, Giant Eagle, Good Sense, Heinen's, the Honey Baked Ham Company, IGA, Mark's, Sam's, Save-A-Lot, Walmart, and Whole Foods stores. So we kind of covered the county pretty well for everyone. So with the price of groceries, this was something that we wanted to make sure consumers feel very safe and accurate that their turkeys and hams and their side dishes this year will make for a great meal.
Great. And Cindy, if you wouldn't mind, the last one we did was on, this is the second one we've done, and what was the first one that we did?
The first one was on back to school. We checked the school items.
So I would just, in conclusion, if you have follow-up questions, Cindy's really the person to answer those questions. I would just say that, when we did the back to school items, we did have some stores that had made some errors and asked them to correct it, and they took corrective action. In this case, we're happy to see that there's almost universal compliance, and that's fine too. But the point of a consumer affairs department is to make sure that establishments know that we're watching. Sometimes it's good news for them. In this case, it was generally. Sometimes we're asking for corrective action. We did more of that with the back to school sweep. We're going to continue to do these things, and we think that should be adopted, and that's the reason we passed the ordinance. Is that's now part of the core mission of county government. Hadn't been before, it is now, and I think it's something people expect from their government, and I think it's true public service. I want to thank Cindy for the great work that she and her staff have done. Do you know when the next one is that you think you'll be doing that is similar to this?
We're going to be doing next year, closer to February, March. We will be going out and doing another sweep.
Okay, great.